All right. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. Now look, very quick. We just hit 88,000 subscribers. We're on the road to 90,000, and then you know it's all downhill to 100K. So salute to everybody. It's been the grind. Organic. We've been pushing, and we've been doing what it do. So salute to everybody, bro. Squad, chat. Day ones, day threes, day fours. If you in the building, bro, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help the homie get there. You already know, bro. I do what I can to help everybody else out. All right, so salute to everybody. But today's reaction is brought to you by No Jumper. We got Adam22 interviewing Little Weirdo about San Diego. I don't know if you guys recall, bro, but like a couple of weeks ago, Adam made some remarks about Dago. He said they ain't got no motion, they ain't got no players. It's all about LA, whoop-de-woo and whoop-de-woo. Well, a lot of Dago natives got in their feelings, bro. As they should, homie. They felt offended, and they said that Adam was tripping. Well, Adam interviewed a gang of Dago natives like Mitchie Slick. Now he got Weirdo. And recently he had Grifo up there a couple days ago, okay? But in the midst of talking about this whole Dago beef, he didn't miss a beat to ask Weirdo about the little Grifo beef. Now, I will tell you, bro, that beef is old. It's old, bro. You're talking about 2020 old, right? And not once have I heard Weirdo ever bring it up. The only person I've heard talk about Weirdo versus Grifo is Grifo. Nobody else, bro. Grifo has been the only one ever to go on a podcast run and talk about this beef. And that tells me one thing, bro. Clout chasing. Okay? Now, people can feel how they feel, but this is my opinion as a man. I've interviewed Weirdo, and we didn't talk about Grifo. I've heard him do 100 interviews before and after, and not once that I hear him talk about Grifo. Now, they might bring it up to him, but him actually making it a thing to announce it, I haven't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't. So look, before we press play on the video, make sure you guys pull up tonight. We have the Thursday show at 7:30 p.m. Opina, Doe Hunter, Serio 2 times, and Blue Devil. All right, and make sure you guys go to our kick right there. All right, we are verified, so we have a green check mark. We go live there every day for my Let's Talk About It podcast. So make sure you guys go over there and subscribe, because my solo pods where I'm by myself, they're not on YouTube anymore. They're there, so you have to go there in order to catch my solos. And you know, that's when I talk the most shit, bro. That's when I go off. You know, the old me is back. So you want to hear some bullshit? Go there. All right, with that being said, let's press play on this video. Let's see what Little Weirdo's talking about. Let's see how he responds to this little Grifo beef. All right, let's go. Oh, let's go. Press the like button.
Insane, man. Yeah. But yo, so do you think part of the problem with San Diego is that even the people who are having motion, it becomes a little bit too heavy with the rivalries and everything? Because I seen that little Grifo was on the food community.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
For you, including the B word, which, you know, seems pretty serious.
Yeah, I mean, look,
I had to mute something.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Somebody getting fired. No, I had to mute something, bro, because Adam said something I didn't want on the pod.
I damn near want to give you the whole rundown on this guy because there's a million things I could say, but
right, he said some street shit happened.
Yeah, no.
Nah,
hell no. That dude is fucking cap. Look, long story short, I'm not gonna me talking about him right now is what he wants, you know. You know how when an artist kind of gets emotion, their op comes up with him a little bit?
Always.
He's portraying that he's my op.
Okay.
To get some, like, he's almost 40 years old and he has the most motion he's ever had. And the last 3 podcasts, he's talking about me, you know? So, like, I never mentioned him in the interview. Every time I bring him up, I just brush it off. So,
Facts, bro. Go watch the 200 Boys podcast with Lil Weirdo, Opina, me, and I don't know who else, bro. Maybe Droops. I don't recall. Go check it out, bro. We didn't talk about that, fool. I think I brought it up. Because I'm a messy motherfucker sometimes. I think I brought it up. But there's nothing to say, fool. I don't think he said anything because I don't remember clipping anything from that pod. So he's not lying, bro.
I know you're going to clip this, and everybody watching it off the clip, I'm not portraying myself as no tough guy or nothing like that, man. I'm cool, chill, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm not going to just get into the guy because that just gives him fuel to talk about me. Like he said, he jumps on these podcasts and says a whole bunch of lies. Like there's no street shit going on with this guy. All that we were supposed to link him and fight never happened. When this podcast ends, I'm gonna show you multiple messages of me sending my address to link up, and it don't happen.
Okay.
And all this shit, man. Just I'm not gonna like this guy's almost 40 and is still playing these little lame ass games, bro. Like I'm not gonna do that with him.
Because he was kind of like saying that you turned it down, and he was also kind of making it sound like your people were like setting him up or trying to do some sort of setup.
I don't know what he's talking. All that is like insurance to me. Like for when, make this clear, there's never a time where him and my people were talking, we're supposed to link up and get down. That's never happened. For two, if we did have some beef, why you jumping on these podcasts and talking about beef and dissing the dead? Because if something happens to you tomorrow, like who they gonna come looking at? And I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything to that guy. I don't give a fuck about the guy, but I'm just saying like that's more like insurance.
So, listen, I'm not picking no one side right here, bro. You guys already know that when I do these fucking reactions, I'm not picking no one side. I'm not picking Weirdo or Grifo. I'm going to speak on what I think is right, and that's it, bro. You know, I'm not going to sit here and glaze Weirdo because I fuck with him. I'm not going to disrespect Grifo because I may not fuck with him. I don't know. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to call it out like it is. I said at the beginning of this pod, we've never heard Weirdo publicly go on the internet and make his podcast rounds about Grifo beef. Never. But you know who we have heard? Lil Grifo. He went on like 5 podcasts recently. And that was like the main focal point. Weirdo. It's like there's an obsession there, bro. Like, at what point do you say, I gotta move on from this, bro? Weirdo don't want it with me. I don't want to be a bully. Or maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm fucking just smoking too much crank, bro. Where I believe that I got beef, but in true reality, they don't even give a fuck about me. At what point, bro? At what point do you pull up and smack the fuck out of your op? At what point do you actually go catch a body? At what point do you actually say, man, fuck that, bro. I'm going to show the internet I'm with the business. At what point do you just shut the fuck up? At what point, bro? It's got to come eventually. I mean, or is a motherfucker going to do 30 more pods talking about the same shit? You know, come on, bro. Seriously. Am I wrong? Now, am I hating because I'm speaking the obvious? And then another thing Weirdo said is like, if there is beef, why you on the internet talking about it? Facts, bro. I've told you guys 100 times. Most of this shit is fake, bro. 99.9% of the shit you guys see on the internet is fake. I've told you guys, bro, when these motherfuckers are on the internet telling you what's really going on in the streets, it's fake. Because if there's real street shit going on, you're not going to say nothing, bro. You guys think I got beef with certain people. That's fake, bro. I already told you guys. That's fake. My real beef, you guys will never know about because I'm not putting it out there. You know, I don't got beef. I'm an old man, bro. But you get what I'm saying. So, Weirdo is not wrong, homie. At all.
He was throwing your dead loved ones in the mix?
Yeah. I mean, people know. I'm not going to say too much, but people know what's going on. But, yeah, that guy's just a clown, man. He's almost 40 years old, still playing these little lame-ass games.
But you know what, though? Okay, so that way Grifo don't feel like I'm shitting on him, I'm going to tell you this, though. I will tell you this. There is dudes that don't give a fuck, bro. Okay? There is dudes, I don't know if Grifo is one of them, but there is dudes que les vale verga todo, güey. Which means they don't give a fuck about nothing. They're going to go on the internet and air out all their issues. And then when they see you, they're going to handle their business, right? And then they're going to take all the consequences that come with it. That's what we call a crash dummy, right? That's what we call somebody that can't calculate in their mind whatever the fuck they got going on, right? That's a crash dummy, bro. Like, I'm gonna go run my mouth, tell the world, and then I'm gonna go do it. And then if I go to jail or they catch me, they got all the evidence against me, so who cares? That's a crash dummy. But there is people like that. Now, I don't know if a Grifo is one of them. I don't think he is. So that's why you have to be smart enough to calculate yourself. Is this real or is this fake? Hold on. Is Grifo talking all this on the internet because he's ready to crash out whenever he sees Weirdo and go to prison? Okay, say he is. All right, cool. Or say he's not. So if he's not, then what is this? Okay, so you really gotta put you really gotta put it together yourself, bro. I think this is what I think before we press play. All right, and I'm sorry for talking so much, but I'm trying to make you realize what the fuck is going on. Let me tell you what I think. I think Grifo saw that Weirdo don't respond. Grifo saw that Weirdo doesn't give a fuck, like about the situation, right? So he took it upon himself to say, every time I talk about it, Weirdo don't respond. So I'm gonna say the outlandish shit because Weirdo don't want it, or he don't want to respond, or he don't want to give this attention. So no matter what I say, he won't reply. So people will think that I'm fucking 1,000%, gangster, or 1,000% with the business because Weirdo ain't gonna respond. So I could say F his mama, I could say F his daddy, I could say F his lady, and he ain't gonna respond. I'm gonna look like a tough guy. I'm gonna look like a fucking boom. They're gonna be like, damn, fool, you dissing that fool's mama and that fool ain't do shit. You's a gangster, cut. That's what I think. You know what I mean? But Weirdo being the bigger man is like, fool, say what you want. I don't give a fuck. We know what it is in the streets. Yeah, fool, whatever. Fool, you said fuck all these people. Cool. Now do something about it. You ain't gonna do nothing. So what the fuck am I gonna even say anything? I mean, that's what I think. I could be wrong. Leave your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think.
I'm not even gonna get into that guy. All I gotta say is, look, like I said, there's never been a time we're supposed to link up. None of that. All that shit is cap. All you got to do is look him dead in his face and ask him what happened when we ran into each other at the smoke shop. What happened when we ran into each other at the smoke shop?
I know what happened at the smoke shop. Because Grifo told me himself. Just like he told me what happened with Sad Boy. You need to be careful what people tell other people, bro. Now, if you didn't catch my drift about what happened at the smoke shop, I don't know what to tell you. Now, you got to put it together. But let's continue.
And that's it, bro. That's all I'm going to say,
So what, you were expecting him to make a move and he wasn't trying to...
Remember the movie Men's City? Do we got a problem? No, that was Boys in the Hood. Do we got a problem? Who remembers that movie? Do we got a problem? But it was only one guy with the rocket launcher. You figure out who that guy was.
Nah, I was in the smoke shop. Look at Adam. I'm not going to say too much because I'm definitely not going to give you.
I want whatever I can get, and if you don't want to serve it up, I'll just have to respect that. Yeah.
I'm only going to say a little bit because he keeps jumping on podcast speaking on me. But we ran to each other's smoke shop. Words were said. I told him wait for me right outside the smoke shop. I pay for my items. And as soon as I walk out, he was nowhere to be found. So all that talking about we supposed to link up and fight and scared, like, I don't get how he's the one to be scared of it. You just lost like 10 fights in a row on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's it. We're not going to talk about this guy no more,
Right. Listen, I'm laughing because we saw the fights of Grifo getting knocked out. Now, big respect to Grifo for fighting, bro. Okay, like, look, I'm going to give him his flowers, bro, because he getting down, homie, and not a lot of people get down, bro. Grifo getting down, homie. We saw videos of him, and I told him to his face, bro, You got beat up in those videos. Go look at the podcast I did with Grifo. I told him to his face, what's up with these videos, fool, if you getting beat up? And I don't mean that in a fucked up way, because he getting down, bro. A lot of rappers don't fight, bro. So I will give Grifo his flowers, because he was out there slugging it, fool, with fools in alleys and fucking video shoots and the back of buildings. He was squabbling, bro. Even at the one show where they robbed him for his necklace recently, he was squabbling, dog. Even though he might be losing in all of them, still fighting, bro. Like remember Ice Cube dad said, you fight, you live, but you fight to see another day, or whatever the fuck he said, right? Listen, you gotta give him that respect, bro, of que no se raja, way. He's not afraid, bro. And I respect him for that, bro. I really do, homie. I really do. It's just like he gotta respect my opinion, and not get in his feelings about how I feel. But if he does, then he does. What the fuck you want me to do, bro? He a grown man. I'm a grown man. I'm not on the payroll, so it is what it is, right? And I can never be on the payroll anyways. That's what makes me Blue motherfucking Devil, bro. But listen, Grifo not lying once again. I mean, Weirdo not lying once again. He goes, we seen the videos of him getting knocked out. But again, he fighting, bro. So that's like a 50-50 one right there, bro. That's like, he fighting, he not scared, but he getting knocked out. So it's even. You know what I mean? It's even, bro, because when you fighting, you're winning. But then you're getting beat up, so you come back down to being even, bro. So it's like you never fought at all. Let's continue.
I got to do my homework. I didn't know about 10 L's.
He's
crazy.
Like almost 40, bro, still on the bullshit.
They're nodding. They said, where's his chain? Oh, what? I'm going to ask him that.
Fat Guapo, shout out my boy,
shout
man.
Out Fat Guapo.
Okay, so now let's get to this chain situation, bro. Okay? Okay, so now, okay. The day Grifo got his chain taken, Grifo says it didn't happen. All right, cool. Give him that. Give him that. But we haven't seen the chain since. Listen, I think it happened, but Grifo says it didn't. So you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think it happened. But if that homie said it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Let's continue.
You guys get locked in. I didn't know you knew each other.
So, Fat Guapo, man.
Wait, listen. Salute to Fat. He ain't fuck Guapo. I say way. Salute to Fat ass, bro. He need to get on the Ozempic. Fool. I got the plug, fool. Hit me up. I tell everybody, fool, the plug is to do a line of coke off a girl's ass, bro. Every day for 90 days. And you gonna lose the weight, all right? That's the Ozempic of 2026. All right, with that being said, there's nothing else in this video. It ends right there. Salute Adam22 for stirring up the beef. Salute Adam22 for bringing us the content. Salute Adam22 because he had Weirdo up there. And now he had Grifo up there a few days ago. He playing chess with all these motherfuckers, bro. And it's okay because it's a white man. But let me fucking do it. And I'm going to be a bitch motherfucker, bro. So salute to Adam for playing with all these motherfuckers, bro. Salute to Weirdo. I fuck with him. Salute to the fat dude that needs the Ozempic. And Grifo got to get his shit together, bro. Listen, Grifo, you watching? I'm sure you are. Stop talking about Weirdo, bro. Let that shit go, homie. Either go beat his ass, fool, or let it go and move on, homie. There's other shit to do, other shit to worry about. Every interview is the same shit. We want to hear new shit, bro. I want to hear new shit. Even when he talks about Suede, it's like, fool. It seems like in every interview you're trying to piggyback off another rapper, dog. It's cool way once, or en vez en cuando way, but every interview, yeah, I was in the same tier with Suede, where Suede got murked. Oh, yeah, little Weirdo beef. Oh, yeah, Sad Boy this. Yeah, wait, that shit's over, bro. That shit's like old news, bro. Hey, but to each their own, bro. Everybody's going to do whatever's best for their career, bro. It is what it is, It's like me. I'm attached to that whole Whack 100 shit. People won't shut the fuck up, so I got to keep bringing it up. But it's different. I ain't bringing it up. People bringing it up. With that being said, salute to everybody. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll see you guys tonight at 7:30 with the Thursday show. We got to come up with a name for it. So I need everybody to leave your ideas and your thoughts down below in the comments. What should we name the Thursday show? All right, I'm going to make the flyer right now. Tap in, don't tap out. I'm Blue Devil. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's get it.